So this one was in Colorado. We were outside of Crested Butte, in between Crested Butte and Gunnison. I'm sorry,
Okay.
like Gunnison's up there. So Crested Butte Mountain and the Slate River, which is like in
Say it
between.
one more time. So,
Slate River Campground. It's just kind of like an off the. It's like a little off the dirt road campsite. There's
Okay.
just basically a porta potty there, like one of those state park buildings.
and it's in Colorado.
Yeah, yeah, we're in Colorado, around like just north of Gunnison, a little town called Crested Butte.
Okay.
And this campsite I'm at is right below the Maroon Bells. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those in Colorado. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. So I moved out there with my dog. It's just me and my puppy. And we're just have a backpack and our tent.
Oh,
And
man.
we did go out with a trailer. We brought a girlfriend, and she went to college. But something about girlfriends, and they don't need boyfriends when they go to college. And whatever. So I'm out here in the woods. I'm like 8 miles down this dirt road, out of town, in my tent with a puppy. You know, we're hiking into town for work to go pound nails every day.
That's great.
But we lived out there for 6 months. Just me and the dog, and we'd go back and forth, and we'd hike around every once in a while, and it was a beautiful campsite.
Yeah.
And you know, and there's big bears out there. Like there's like you can see them coming across like Gothic Mountain, like just this big silver old thing, and you know, the elk would wake you up in the morning.
Oh,
Like that
man.
was my alarm clock. 4 o'clock in the
Wow.
morning, like clockwork, elk would start bugling, and just it was awesome.
That's
Best time of my
cool.
life.
Yeah.
You know,
That sounds amazing.
we've had bears come in, and I kept all my food locked up in the trailer. Like, so my trailer is like our tents here, right? Your car is kind of my little campsite. My trailer's probably, I don't know, 25 yards from the tent.
Yeah.
Just because I keep my food in there and my tools are locked up.
Right.
And everything. Just because there are bears and other animals, mountain lions, all kinds of stuff out there. It's wild.
Yeah.
But there's nobody. Like, I would run into one person maybe a month, and they'd come camp out, and I'm a big bearded stinky dude. Like, hey, you guys need some firewood? I'm like, I'll build you a fire. Like, I was happy to see people, you know. I was like, oh, and they're like, who is this guy with his axe like in his hand? I'm like, yeah, sure, we'll take some wood. And then, you know, you'd vibe out and be like, all right, they don't want me to be here. All right, have a good night. I can go back to my tent and drink my beer, you know. So it was just one random night. We're there. I don't even know what time it was because, you know, obviously I'm not having a clock. I mean, we're just living. And we hear something fiddling with the trailer.
Okay.
Like, I've got like a master lock, padlock on there, holding the lid down, locked up, and I've got my toolbox in there with the 2 lids, you know, truck box basically mounted on the front. And I hear something like, you know, patting at that padlock and shaking it, and like trying to get into the trailer, and like,
Yeah.
you know, hitting that metal box, like, doo, doo, doo. And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, all right, well, something's out there. I don't know if it's a raccoon or, the bear's coming for the food tonight. Maybe this is the night he's finally going to tear my trailer apart. So I get my little 22 out. I'm like, this is going to do any good, right? So we had a little 22 in the tent. I'm like, normally when we've had other animals, like the free-range cows would come into the campsite, my puppy would run out that tent and she'd bark, just start,
Yeah.
like, get out of here. You know, she's a little Australian Shepherd, so she was good about the cows. She liked it. It was her job.
Yeah.
And any kind of bears, any other animals, she would bark. But this night, she would not. She just started shaking, and she pissed in the tent.
Wow.
She didn't do anything. She just snuggled right up and was quiet and was like, let it all go. I'm holding on to that thing, and I'm like, oh. Like, maybe we shouldn't go out. Like let's just stay here. And I'm like, shh.
Yeah.
Like, just stay quiet. Don't move. And, you know, it just got louder. And just something was really trying to get in there and, like, giving it hell. I'm like, huh. And all of a sudden it stops and just goes away. And I hear through the brook behind the tent, just two splashes going through the tent. I'm like, huh. Okay. Or through the river. I'm like, well, that's different. Okay. Well, morning comes. I'm like, let's go look. Like, I'm looking around at the trailer and all this stuff, and I'm thinking if it was a bear or a raccoon, you'd think I see some scratches.
Right.
Right? Because
Sure.
this thing is plywood, painted green.
Yeah.
And there's like no claw marks. There's like no prints like anywhere. Like, I'm like, what is this? And the thing that got me, I didn't realize this till a couple years later, and I'm thinking and listening to other people, and I'm like, that was that smell. That stinky, rotten, sulfur, gross, dirty smell. And it was bad. It like lingered. And I think that's what kept her
in the tent.
from leaving the tent.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know like sometimes bears will smell, but not like that.
Yeah.
It was gross.
Wow.
And I'm like, I mean, I just chalked it up to something else, and I didn't really know. I didn't really want to know
Right.
at that point. I'm out there all alone. I don't want to know what the heck's going on.
Were you thinking Bigfoot at that time?
No, absolutely not. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. No, I didn't start putting pieces together, and I had always wondered about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I went to the river, I'm like looking, I'm like, what the heck was in here? I'm like, why didn't, if it was a bear, I mean, it wouldn't take much for it to take that 1/2-inch plywood, lift a corner, and just go, you know?
Yeah.
Why? You know,
Right.
and it wasn't small. Like, I could hear it walking, you know,
Yeah.
and like the two splat, and then all these things that start coming back, and like you can kind of hear it in your dream, and I'm like, 2 splashes in the water. I'm like, and then I didn't, nothing else, and then I got thinking about it. I'm like, man, that smell, and that's kind of still sticks with me. I can still smell it.
Really?
It was ugh,
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like,
Wow.
that was that story, man. That was
That's
like,
awesome.
that was the end of that.